Hello, hi, and welcome to my page. I'm Helen Nalomaga, and I'm one of the co-founders of Maama Initiative. Some of you have seen this page for a while. It's been dormant for a while, but we've been working behind the scenes, and so I just thought I should come up and give an introductory video about this page. So this is Maama Initiative. It's just a short form of what we named this program, which is Maama Outreach, Mentorship, and Empowerment Program. So Mama means mother in my language, which is Luganda. And why we call this program Mama is the meaning, the connotation with the word with mother, or with the word mama. There is love, there is care, there is support. Like, we all have mothers, and there is that extra care mothers always bring in a home, in a church, in a community, in whatever setting. We always have those who don't have their biological mothers, will have like a mother figure in their lives, like someone who has been there, supportive in their lives through different things. And so I thought that was the perfect name to give this program. So how did I get the idea? One day, a brother contacted me with this family, a mother with 5 children, and only 2 kids were going to school. The 3 kids are not going to school, and their living conditions were not really good. And so somehow in my mind I was like, I can do a drive. People have clothes, shoes, even food, or some people are happy to give money, and I can do a drive and chip in to this family. And so I started doing the drive, and 2 days in, I contact the person who had told me about this family, and I'm like, oh, by the way, I decided to do a drive. I don't know what you think about the idea, but yeah, what do you think? And so the person gets back to me, and they're like, oh, I know, it's just one family. Our drive will be too big. We'll be able to take care of the things for this family, like monthly. So you don't have to do a full drive. And I think that made sense, honestly. But I was already into it, and I had already got some friends who were already like collecting clothes. They were collecting shoes. Some like another friend just contacted me, and they would give us food. They have a farm with her family, and so she's like, oh, we can give you some food. We can give some matoke. Those are green bananas, and cassava. And so I was like, actually, I don't have to stop this because it's already going. And so I decided to contact someone else. So I contacted my mother and another brother from a different church, and I'm like, oh, by the way, I'm already doing this drive. Do you know of any people around you who would need this? And so the idea actually was birthed from that, but it's something I've always wanted to give back back to the community. And so actually my mom was really excited because she was like, oh, you've always wanted to do this, just go ahead and do it. And so we decided then to sit down and see how to like go into the community and help out. So I come from a background of outreach. I went through Compassion International, and I've seen how different projects or outreach programs have been faring first from the community I'm coming from. Like Compassion did tremendous work, amazing work. I can see so many of my friends who I went through these projects with, and these are people now who are like big people, like the doctors, people in government. We have teachers, like so really big people, and this is through the work of Compassion International. But I thought we need to do something different, something which is not just all about outreach, something which is not all about just being given, us back home just receiving. How can we then empower our own people, not just give them fish, but teach them how to fish, so that they can be able to confidently stand on their feet and be able to support their families, to support themselves with confidence, and not just to be given fish. Like, when can you stop to do that? And so I decided, we had a meeting with some of the people in our team, and we're like, first, outreach is important. How is outreach important? So there are people who you can't empower. The elderly people, like, you can't empower. Like, they're in their 60s, 70s. Some of these grandmothers or grandfathers are having children under their care. So some are orphans, or their parents have left them with the grandmothers and the grandfathers. So you can't empower a grandmother. Like, what is she going to do? Or a grandfather, what are they going to do? So with that, we can come in with outreach. And they're like single mothers and single fathers who are actually just trying to live by, like some have like 5 or 4 kids or 3 kids under their care, and these are like single mothers. Some of these fathers actually give birth and just leave and go, I don't know. We have just a problem in the community. And so we have single mothers who are actually just on their own with kids under their care. So sometimes it's hard actually to empower those, but then we can come in with these vulnerable families. Some families, maybe the parents would be having mental disorders, disability, body disability, or struggling through, or sickness. I'll give an example of one of the mothers we are working with. She just gave birth recently on cesarean. She has 3 kids, and then giving birth to the 4th child, but on a cesarean. But at 2 months, when she was like 2 months pregnant, the husband passed on. So right now, there is no way you can empower this mother, and all you can do is outreach. And so the outreach aspect of Maama Initiative is basically to reach out to these vulnerable families whereby, however much you want to teach them how to fish, it's going to be really, really hard. And so we have the outreach aspect. We have the elderly ministry. I have an uncle. He's a pastor. He's a trustworthy man, and he's been taking care of some seniors. These are people in their 70s, 80s. And so we are thinking part of one of the aspects of our projects can be actually to just work with him to help out with these families. Another bit is mentorship. So like I talked about, single mothers and grandmothers or grandfathers having children under their care. So in these families, these kids are lacking like father figures or mother figures, or people they can look up to like mentors. They can look up to know that, they can actually also come from being helped, like I was under Compassion International, and then they can also like become doctors, like I am a doctor now with a PhD. So these kids need a mentorship, and so this family mentorship aspect is part of the families we are journeying with. And lastly, and the most important of all, that is our future goal, is empowerment, whereby we can have different assets for our program, and then we can be able to employ maybe mothers or fathers, and then they can be able to then take care of their families. So we have like 4 different aspects of these, and we are the families we are reaching out to are families we are going to journey with for a long time. It's not like just one time and then leave them, but we are planning to journey with them through mentorship, through empowerment, like teaching them skills, like skills they can use then to go maybe find jobs or start businesses, things like that. So we were so lucky, and we had our first outreach on 9th November. We had several friends, like we had some friends from New Zealand. I am currently based in New Zealand, but we have friends and family in Uganda on ground who were able to do a tremendous, amazing work. And we got donations from New Zealand, from several friends in New Zealand. And then we had a friend, Maurice. Shout out to Maurice. Thank you. Maurice gave us a full, very big sack of matoke, that's green bananas, and cassava. Then we had Helen, Mrs. Helen Katamba. Shout out. She donated clothes, like so many clothes. And my friend Geraldine Nasali, that's my little sister, shout out. She gave us clothes and shoes. So we ended up with kids and women's clothes and shoes and food, and we purchased like basic needs like salt, sugar. We got some rice, we got some cooking oil, some matchboxes. People in Uganda use firewood or charcoal or they have stoves. Fuel like paraffin stoves. So we were able to get some of those things that people actually need. So we did our outreach, and unfortunately we because it was our first time in the field, we don't have so many photos to show for this, but we have some photos, and I'm going to be sharing these in the next few weeks, few months. We've been able to we are working on summarising our budget for our outreach, which took place on 9th November, and that one we are going to report back to the people who actually gave us donations. But in the future, like I've said, in the future, where do we see Mama? I am seeing Mama as an empowerment project, less of outreach, but more of empowerment, whereby we are looking to develop assets. And in these assets, we are looking to employ and teach, pass on skills to the members of Maama Initiative, and then they can be able to stand on their own. Another thing which came up is when we did our outreach, actually, it was amazing. We reached out to 16 families. In these 16 families, most of them are single mothers. We had some grandmothers there, about 3 grandmothers. Also, we had a young man who just moved from Rwanda and is trying to settle in Uganda. So we had just one younger man, just he's trying to settle in, so he needed a boost. And in these families there were over 40 kids. And most of these kids, some of them actually haven't been going to school. So that's one of our challenges. When we started Maama Initiative, we were trying to avoid sponsorships, child sponsorships. But unfortunately, right now, there's actually a lot of need, and we can't run away from child sponsorships, because these families, actually, we've reached out to, we were told some kids had not even got reports for the previous terms in school. And so we've decided to actually embark on child sponsorships from 2025. And so if you would love to partner with us to sponsor a child, please get in touch. I have information. I have children photos. I don't really want to share all the information for privacy issues, but I can share, if someone is really willing to sponsor a child, I can share all the information. But like on our page, we won't be sharing all the information about these kids, because this is going to be out in the public. But we can give this information, photos, children, where they live, and and how you can journey with them. So yeah, amazing stuff. And in the next few weeks, I'm going to be updating and driving Maama Initiative. It's very important to me. It means a lot to me. And I ask you, if you feel led, please contact me, and I'm happy to give you more details. I don't have all the details in this video, but I can give you all the details outside this video. It's hard to just cramp up everything into a video. It's already 16 minutes, so long. But yeah, thank you so much. I am Helen again, Helen Nalumaga, co-founder of Maama Initiative. We are based in Uganda. So far, we've done outreach in Mukono district and Buyukwe district. There's different villages in Chitega, in Chikambwe, in Mbalala. It's a place called Mbalala, not Mbarara, but there's a place called Mbalala. There's a place called Nama. Some of our grandmothers are in Nama. And there was, there is a place called Chibubu. It's Chibubu in Lugazi. We have a mother in Chikaula in Lugazi. So yeah. And then in Sagazi, we have some families in Sagazi, and we are very excited for what God has in store for us. So please partner with us and get in touch. Thank you. Bye.